What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today is June the 3rd. Happy Monday, everyone. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and where big money is gravitating towards today. Before we get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. Starting off today, there's no data points to really disrupt the broader market or anything of sorts. So today was going to be more of a technical driven day, but something did come out after hours yesterday that I wanted to share with you, and I'll go over that in a second. But fear and greed index is at 49, so once the market does open, I do anticipate that to get back to probably the 50, 51, 52 area, and so people's appetite for risk is increasing, so that's generally a very good thing, especially for meme stocks, and that is going to be kind of the focal point for today because Roaring Kitty is back, and he did actually post, oddly enough, his positions in GameStop. He has 5 million shares in GameStop, 120,000 call options, June 21st, 2024 expiry, $20 strike price. So he has a ton of money in GameStop. So in reality, that's a very, very kick-ass thing. Plus, he also has $29 million in just cash, just lying around. So he is kind of the focal point of all retail investors. He's fighting the system, and so far, based on pre-market, he seems to be doing fairly well for himself. But with that said, let's get right to it. So a lot of the stocks I'm going to be talking on, though, have a lot of increased volume, probably because of this Roaring Kitty scenario. So just kind of factor that in. Right now, it is up 0.87%. No news, no SEC filings from SOFI itself. But if you look back 2 weeks ago, SOFI actually did participate in this nice, meme rally. Of course, they didn't go up hundreds of percent. It went up to, I think, a peak of around 760, something like that. So definitely it could happen this time around, especially SOFI is somewhat heavily shorted. So last time, anything that was kind of excessively shorted went up. So that, again, I do feel it's under the umbrella. SOFI could really piggyback off of that. But 17.63% of the free floats being shorted. That works out to be 183.07 million shares overall are being shorted. And like I've been saying, just watch for the 699, kind of flirting with that a little bit. But once the market does open, I feel like there will be a quick spike up, either in either direction, but in my opinion, given the circumstances, I think it'll be above $7. Whether it stays there or not, that's anyone's guess. So like I said, a lot of big money is getting into the meme stocks. AMC is up 24% so far this morning, so a fairly volatile morning so far, and 13.31% of the free floats being shorted. 75.87% is that utilization. So definitely will be a very interesting day for AMC. I'm not going to go over the fib levels on any of the meme stocks essentially, because with a momentum / squeeze play, they're not really relevant, especially given how much they've actually gone up so far pre-market. It just doesn't make sense. And then GameStop is up 74.76%, which makes Roaring Kitty's portfolio, I think, up like 200 mil or something like that, just pre-market. Very crazy stuff, but nonetheless, this could have another secondary run, possibly at least higher than, I think the peak on this run was around $63 if I remember correctly, or it might be higher than that. Actually, it says right here $64.83. That was the high. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff. 18.4% of the free floats being shorted, then utilization is 54.97. And it's kind of interesting because I do videos every single week on the highest and most heavily shorted stocks out there and the most likely to have a squeeze. And it's kind of interesting because looking at these numbers right here, both for AMC and GameStop, it's nothing really crazy. So I don't know. I think it's just Roaring Kitty in among itself is that driving factor. Moving on, Faraday is up 24.08%. No news, no SEC filings. They did put a secondary video on Friday out and kind of answered questions. I kind of did a video just going over some real true questions because I feel like the CEO is not really answering difficult questions. Rather, he's just answering kind of low-hanging fruit or whatever you want to call it like that. But I think a lot of people might be very surprised this morning because, and not in a good way, because it does show 1.29% of the free float is being shorted. So ortex, like I've already said in the past, does take time to adjust everything. And so right now utilization is showing at 80.06%, still in the threshold list. 5.05 million shares overall are being shorted. So how did it go from 120 something percent to where we are now at 1.29%? And that is because ortex did finally adjust the shares. So we do know as of May I think it was 17th, there's 439,000 or million shares, sorry. So obviously that does affect the formula. And so this is how you do get 1.29%. But I don't think people really care all that much because it is up 25.57%, acting as though it's heavily shorted. So I think it's just a lot of people are FOMOing into it, not really maybe anticipating a mother of all short squeezes when there's not really that much shorting that's happening. Looking right here on the technicals at least, just watch for these support and resistance points currently trading between this R1 and this R2. So 79 cents is going to be the next strong target, so just watch for that. If it does get above that, then you know what, it could very much stay above $1, but who knows? It's going to be a very interesting day. And then moving on, NIO is up 2.78% because they did put out their May numbers. So 20,544 vehicles were delivered in May, and so that is a 233.8% increase year over year. Kick-ass news. Once the market does open, I feel like NIO will have a nice bump up in the stock price, and 11.96% of the free float is being shorted, and that works out to be 155.8 million shares overall are being shorted. So let me know your thoughts on these stocks. Is there anything else, any other stock that is floating your boat? Based on social media, everyone and their dog seems to be paying attention to GameStop. So if you're going to be buying that today, give yourself a shout out in the comments. One final thing, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it, and they give you 5 free stocks. Each stock could be valued up to $2,000. So this is definitely a kick-ass deal, only up until the end of July. So take advantage of this. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.